On Saturday, November 12th, CBC Radio's Juan Demeshi was a guest speaker at the museum's speaker series. He spoke about how to use popular culture to create social change. The museum opened nearly 8 years ago. Previously, the building was a department store. The community came together to raise money to reclaim the empty space.
Families wanted something for children and families, and the tech companies also wanted something cultural to attract skilled workers, so they would come here and maybe their spouse would want to have a membership here and so on. And so those two dynamics came together, and the Children's Museum was born 8 years ago. It didn't work. It just, for whatever reason, it just didn't meet expectations. And so for the last 5 years, I've been here with a great young talented staff and volunteers and board and so on. And we've chosen to become more than just for children, have children at our core, but to bring cool things. Our mission starts with to scan the globe for fresh cultural content. So that's what we're all about, and Juan Demeshi is kind of a perfect example of a cool thing that we bring here.
New media is pop culture, and new media is the future.
Well, our current exhibit called Rethinking Art and Machine, or RAM, is something that has digital media artists from around the world. And we always love to, what we call the festival strategy, bring other elements to the objects in our gallery. So film festivals, speaker series, workshops, those types of things. And as we got into the speaker series, we were thinking, okay, who can we bring that would be cool, and somebody who could talk a little bit about the downside of technology would be neat. So we quickly got to Juan Demeshi that he'd be really cool and bring a neat demographic to come to see the museum, and that association and his brand with RAM would help promote RAM generally. So
not only is embracing and understanding new media an important way to bring the Big Ten together and access generations, but it is happening so quickly that it really is diversify or die.
The event led to a full house of people enthusiastic to hear about how media is changing. Even first-year radio broadcasting students from Conestoga College were intrigued to hear what Demeshi had to say.
I enjoyed it. I thought he was fantastic. He got to the point and he stayed and answered everybody's questions. And I had a really good time, and I found it very informative.
It was a hit with the entire audience, which left them wanting to know more.
I thought it was a really good speech. I thought some of the questions at the end were a little, there was a lot of talk about how to ask in-depth questions. I didn't feel there was a whole lot of in-depth questions being asked from the audience, but other than that, I thought the talk was really good, and some interesting ideas about media.
It was successful on a level. We went in knowingly that we weren't going to sell tickets and make money from selling tickets. That was never our objective. Our objective was to connect him to RAM and get people talking about it. In today's newspaper, there was on the front page, front section of the arts section, was a lead-in story, and then almost a half page inside talking about it and connecting it back to us. And Twitter and Facebook has been a fire with talking about RAM and Juan Demeshi. So in terms of that was our mission, was to connect RAM to cool, and I think we've done that. And we had a full house. We sold out. We had to have a rush line out there tonight. So it was mission accomplished.
I wanted to communicate ways of how you reach ideas and how you translate ideas and messages to a wide audience. And I talked about various generations, and in particular bringing younger generations and older generations together under a big tent, and how pop culture can be a tool for that. I talked about everything from how pop culture is not necessarily a dirty word, it doesn't have to be vapid, to the importance of new media and using new media and harnessing new media to get one's message out and to create change. How did it go? No, I think it went pretty well. I was thrilled it was packed. I didn't intend to speak so long. I ended up speaking for about an hour and a half, and then there was another hour and a half of questions. So it ended up being quite long. But when people ask questions,